Excuse me. Class is in session. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be going over muscle growth. Muscle growth applies to any muscle, whether you're doing gun runs for the girls in the gym or you are looking to build a dump truck. I got you. Who am I and why should you trust me? My name is Madison. I'm a certified personal trainer and nutrition coach. I have worked in the industry for over 10 years now. I have been overweight. I will leave a photo here. This photo was 7 years ago. I have worked out for a long time, but actually building my dream body took me a long time to get to because unfortunately working out alone is just one of the pillars that play into it. So today I'm going to be going through a bunch of things with you. Once I got my nutrition in check, we went from overweight to underweight. Really struggled to build muscle. So there's a few different things at play here, and I'm going to walk you through all of my best tips and tricks. These are things that worked for me and have worked for hundreds of my clients that I've trained over the years. The number one thing that I am concerned about when it comes to my clients is I want you to feel strong and confident in your body, and I want you to know that your before body and your after body, same body, okay? The body that you're in today is the exact same body as your goal body, okay? I'll say it 100 times if I need to. You cannot hate your body into your goals. So we are going to pour love, energy, the right nutrition, stress management, a bunch of workout tips, a bunch of other health and wellness tips. Don't worry, I'll get into it in this video, into your body, and she will become your goal body, but it is the same body, okay? So you cannot hate her there because we've all done it before. And I did this 10 years ago. I did this. I hated my body. I restricted my eating. I worked out and did excessive amounts of cardio just to get to this special weight. It's funny, we have these arbitrary numbers, but does that number factor in your strength, your height, your age, your goals? My weight now is actually much higher than what I thought my goal weight was going to be. I'm also way stronger. And the funny thing is I'm actually smaller now because I have more muscle on me. I'm going to explain the science of how these things work to you today. So stick around for all of my best muscle building tips. Working out is one really large component of how we make progress in the gym. When we're in the gym, we want to be pushing ourselves, but to be able to push ourselves and really actually get everything that we need to out of our workouts, we need to make sure that we're fueling our bodies so that we have enough energy to actually get a good workout in. What I find happens for a lot of people is they go to the gym, they're so consistent, they're crushing it with their consistency, but they're so tired and depleted, they're not actually really making any progress in the gym, and it's because they're going to the gym with an empty tank. Our society has food very backwards in the most comical way. We tell people that it's okay if they want to skip breakfast, so people don't eat breakfast, and then we preach clean eating, so everyone's eating a chicken salad with no dressing on it that tastes like rabbit food at lunch, and they're trying to go to the gym after work. You're literally trying to go to the gym off of 300 calories. You just worked all day. I'm sorry. Existing on the planet takes energy. Just so you know, because I think people often don't think about this, your body is going to burn anywhere from 1,500 to 2,500 calories, depending on how tall you are, how big of a person you are, just so you don't pee your pants. I know that you're like, well, I have a desk job. I'm not working out. I didn't do anything. Yeah, no, you did. You didn't pee your pants today. That was a win. Your brain had to signal to you for you to get up. Those things, your eyes had to see, your heart had to pump blood through your body, all those things. That actually does burn calories. Existing takes energy. So I know when you go to work, you're like, well, I'm not doing anything physical, so do I really need to eat that much? Yes, ma'am, you do. You also are going to need energy to go to the gym after work. I'm going to need you to be able to show up and actually crush your workout and not just be like, I am here. Being here is a huge part of it, and I'm proud of you for that part, but I want you going to the gym and feeling good. That is a really big part of it. So we're going to need to fuel your body. And what does that look like? Let's take a little look in the fridge here. This is not aesthetic. I have not looked at my fridge ahead of time. Don't judge me. Oh, that's the wrong handle. Oh. This is my fridge right now. She's kind of boring right now, actually. We have yogurt drinks, quite like these. Got some egg whites, also really good source of protein. I love egg whites. Costco egg whites are the best egg whites, by the way. Also a big fan of the Ratio Greek yogurt little cups because these ones have 25 grams of protein. Like, that's a really easy breakfast. If I just need a little something, the Light and Fits have 10 grams of protein in them. You know what's more helpful than a pineapple that's not cut up? A pineapple I'll actually eat. Here's the thing when it comes to fruit. I know that fruit's expensive, but buying fruit and it going bad because you didn't eat it is more wasteful than spending a little bit more and getting something that's pre-cut that you know you're actually going to eat. Fruit and vegetables are super important for your fiber content. I'm going to be going through all of these things, so stick around and I will explain to you why they're important. We've got some greens, some lettuce, some cheese, and then most of my protein I just leave in my freezer because it's easier. I'm one person, so if I buy chicken breast, things like that, I just keep them in my freezer. Fairlife milk because it's higher protein content. those are the staples that I have in my fridge right now. There's lots of other really great options out there for macro-friendly options, but those are just a few staples that I have in my fridge. When it comes to nutrition, you're going to want to make sure that you are fueling your body with the right macros. And the best kind of comparison that I can give you to this is your macronutrients are kind of like the utility bills of your body. So it's kind of like the power, heat, and water for your body. We've all heard low fat, no carb. Protein has the best marketing team in the world because they seem to always be trending. But everything else, it's like, how do you know what you need? You actually need a mix of all three. When you try and cut a full macro group out and do something like no fat or no carbs, it's kind of like when you turn the heat off in the summer at your house. It's fine for the summer, it's fine for a couple months. But eventually it snows again and you gotta turn the heat back on. So doing a no fat or a no carb diet will work for a really short period of time, but it doesn't last. The reason that you're falling off is not your fault. It's because it's designed that way, which is why I'm here to give you the brutally honest, sustainable truths. Your body needs a mix of carbs, proteins, and fats. Carbs are essentially what give you energy. They are your gas tank for your body. Protein is what's gonna satiate your hunger. It's what actually keeps you full. If you find that you are eating breakfast and 2 hours later you're hungry, you're not getting enough protein in. Fats are also going to give you energy, but they're also really good for your hormone health. And then you just heard me talk about this, fiber. Why is fiber important? Fiber ensures that you have really good digestive health, which means your body's actually getting everything from what you're eating. We want to make sure that that is happening. How do you break these up throughout the day? Should you have 6 meals a day? Should you have 3 meals a day? Yada, yada, yada. Everyone's saying random different things on the internet. You'll notice I make fun of the industry a lot because it is the most comical industry in the world to work in. People say the most outlandish things and you just have to laugh at it. Otherwise, it actually frightens me. This is person to person. So if you work a conventional 9 to 5, having breakfast in the morning, great. Lunch, great. After work snack before you have a workout or do something active after work, great. Dinner, amazing. If we skip breakfast, have a light lunch, go to the gym, and then come home and have our dinner, that makes no sense to me because we're having all of the fuel for our body at the end of the day before we lay on the couch. What are we doing with all that energy? We could have literally used it all day when we felt exhausted all day and we weren't eating. And then we wonder why we're in the pantry at 9 or 10 p.m. at night overeating. Fuel your body during the day and I promise you that it will help the overeating in the evenings. I promise. Protein is gonna make the biggest difference with that because protein is what's actually going to keep you full and make you feel full. So when you are eating throughout the day, make sure that you're getting enough protein in. And if you find that you're hungry 2 or 3 hours later, if you were ravenous, you probably didn't get enough protein in. If you're just a bit hungry, have a snack. Up next is your sleep because there are a few things that play into building muscle. We want to stress our muscles in the gym. So that's when you are training, you're really pushing yourself. We want to fuel ourselves with our nutrition, and then we want to rest and make sure that our body can actually go and repair that muscle. Excuse me, friends, we can't over-caffeinate here. Multiple coffees in the morning, the extra coffee in the afternoon, energy drink, all of those things. When we're having hundreds of milligrams of caffeine every day, your poor body, we just can't be doing that. So we want to make sure that you have good sleep. The biggest thing when it comes to sleep is actually the time that you wake up. So what I find happens for a lot of people is we don't have consistent wake windows, and that's really hard on your body's circadian rhythm. So a couple things to help if you are not a consistent sleeper, and I used to be a terrible sleeper. If you look back on my YouTube channel, I struggled with sleep for years. This was an area where I'll give you my backstory later in another video, but I struggled with PTSD for a long time, and the only place it really flared in my life was my sleep. I was a horrid sleeper. If I got a few hours of sleep at night, that was a win. And I was only waking up a couple times. I was like, oh, I feel well rested. I did not, in fact, feel well rested. One thing that was really burning me though is I was not getting up at the same time every day. So getting up at the same time is actually more important than the time that you go to bed. You want to be consistent with the time that you wake up so that your body gets into a wind down, a consistent, oh, I'm starting to wind down, I'm starting to get tired. If you stay up later, sometimes it's not the end of the world, but you wanna try and maintain a consistent sleep schedule if you can. I know it's not doable all the time, but you wanna make it a goal. So for myself, I get up between 5 and 6 every day, no matter what, on the weekends. I know what you're thinking. You're self-employed and you're a content creator. Why are you getting up so early? Because I like to get my first work block done before I have meetings. When nobody else is emailing me. No one needs anything from me. It's just me and my computer in peace. I love it. And I like mornings. I'm just a morning person, and that's what works well for me. You don't necessarily need to be a morning person, but if you're not sleeping well, you do want a consistent sleep schedule. So I always encourage people, give yourself a 1 hour window of when you need to go to bed and a 1 hour window of when you want to be getting up. And you need to be trying to sleep for at least 6 to 8 hours, my friends, at least. So caffeine, after you drink caffeine, 5 hours later, half of that caffeine is still in your blood. So no, you cannot have that 5 p.m. Red Bull. No, you want to be going to bed at a reasonable hour? We can't be having after work Red Bulls. I'm sorry, we're not 18 anymore. I know it's so rude because we used to be having Red Bull all the time, but our bodies just don't like it anymore, okay? And I want you to be building muscle and crushing it, sleeping like a baby, feeling good all the time. We might have to switch to some decaf. Next up, if you're a bad sleeper, magnesium. I order these on Amazon. This is magnesium citrate. There is 100 different types of magnesium on the market. This is called Calm. One thing I will caution you with, do not take too much of this. If you take too much magnesium, it will create digestive surprises for you that you did not register for. You were like, I thought I was gonna sleep better. Only take the recommended dosage. I found this out the hard way because the first time I started taking magnesium, I took the liquid magnesium and I took the wrong dose, and yeah, we're just gonna leave it at that. Just take the recommended dose. Magnesium makes a huge difference with your sleep, and taking it in the evenings really helps. It will help you just wind down. It helps you have a more restful sleep. Our food sources don't have the same nutrition that they did 100 years ago because we overfarm our soil now. So food doesn't grow for as long as it used to. So we're not getting the same nutritional benefits from food anymore. Hence why we want to fill in the gaps. And most people are magnesium deficient. Magnesium is such an easy add-in for you, and it makes a huge difference with your sleep. Focus on your sleep schedule. Yes, I'm looking at you. Magnesium. Those are the two things, because when we rest, we really need to give our body an opportunity to actually shut off, go repair your muscle, and do what it needs to be doing, okay? Next up, in the gym, we're gonna be doing, this is the little in the gym section. What you need to be doing differently in the gym to actually be maximizing all of your workouts. One of the biggest mistakes that I see people make when they first start working out is they go to the gym with these really long workouts. The science behind it actually says 3 to 5 exercises. So your 15th variation of squats or your 15th variation of a bench is not going to be helping you anymore. I want you to do 3 to 5 per muscle group, but crush it with that and actually push yourself. Because this is the other point that I find really holds people back, is they go into their workouts, but they're not pushing themselves. They're going until they're uncomfortable and it's hard, but not until they can't actually do it anymore. Now, I had a conversation with a client the other day and I burst out laughing when she told me this, because I've really been pushing her in her workouts. So she was on the leg press and she's doing a narrow stance leg press. But then she thought to herself, I wonder if I can do this with one leg. She just wanted to see what a single leg press would feel like. She didn't take any weight off. As she's telling me this story, I am waiting for her to say, and then I failed and it hit the safety. No, 7 a leg. 7 a leg with the same weight that she normally did with 2 legs. So my response to her was, so we're stepping it up this week. You are likely so much stronger than you realize. Don't stop when you're uncomfortable. Stop when you actually can't go anymore. You don't want to push to failure on things that could risk injury. So things like back squats and deadlifts are ones that you want to be more cautious with, but machines, cables, that's a great place to push yourself close to failure on. What's going to happen? There's going to be a safety there. You're done when you're finished, not when you're tired. And there's a big difference. If you want to be getting the most out of your workouts, you need to be pushing yourself and actually pushing yourself. Because with your muscles, when we're trying to grow muscle or build muscle, we need to create little micro tears, really stress our muscles. And if we're just going through the same workouts, doing the same weight we always do, just kind of mindlessly going through, yeah, we're moving, and that's awesome. And if that's where you are right now, do not take this as a slight, because movement in any form is always better than no movement. But if you're like, hey, I want a dump truck by the summer, I'm gonna need you to really crush it. I'm an efficiency girl. I want us to get the most out of what we put into anything, because I don't want you to have to just keep putting more in. Here's the thing, I want you to have 45 minutes to an hour of like, you absolutely crushed it, instead of 2 hours of, I'm so exhausted and you didn't get that much out of it, but you're tired and you still showed up and you didn't get the results that you deserve. What I always encourage people to do is, say your rep range is 8 to 10 reps. say you're doing bicep curls and you normally use a set of 15s. These are all just, I'm using random numbers. If you grab a set of 15-pound weights and you go to do your reps and you get to 10, but you could keep going, keep going. If you get to 15, keep going. If you get all the way to 20, you are drastically lifting way too light of weight. Whatever weight you're using, don't stop when you get to the end of your rep range. Stop when you get to the point where you're like, I can't keep going, because that will give you a really good indicator onto if you are way stronger than you think you are, which is probably the case. That is literally the case with 80% of my clients. I'm not kidding. Again, I've been doing this for 10 years. You're all way stronger than you think. We don't want to be the person in the gym that's ego lifting. You're not that person. I literally know you're not that person because you're the person on YouTube right now trying to get information about it. You are not the person in the gym that's grunting in the corner doing quarter reps, being weird and creepy to everyone. Trust me, it's not you, because you are here on the internet educating yourself, okay? I know that that's not you, so do not be nervous about picking up that one heavier weight. You got it. In fact, you can probably go up not just one weight, you could probably go up more than that, I promise you. If your last couple reps are a little shaky, that's okay. That means you're making progress, okay? Okay, and last but not least, I'm going to need you to hydrate. We need to be drinking our water, friends, flushing everything out, helping our digestion, our sleep, recovery, literally everything. Drink your dang water. And my last quick and easy tip for you is grab a foam roller and throw it in your living room. No one likes foam rolling at the gym because we're all tired from our workouts and we simply do not feel like stretching and foam rolling. Even though it's on our program, we look at it and we think, oh yeah, I'll do that tomorrow. We don't want to do that. So throw a foam roller in your living room, and at night when you watch a show and you're winding down, that is when I want you to start stretching and foam rolling, because you actually will have the time to do it. And it is so easy to roll out on your floor while you're watching a show at the end of the night. So I hope that these tips and tricks were helpful for you. I want you to fuel your body in the gym, get a good night's sleep, crush it in the gym, and make sure that you are doing proper recovery. The most important part, something is always better than nothing. Do not feel like if you can't do everything, it's not worth doing something. Start with something. Let it be a starting point and let that snowball. Let that snowball into the direction you want to go. I hope you have a magical day. Let me know if you have any questions down below in the comments, and I will see you in the next one.